The auction hall smelled of rust, fear, and broken futures. Cages lined the metallic floor, each containing beings from scattered corners of the galaxy. Some were young predators forced into collars. Some were rare species doomed to become trophies. And at the far corner, a creature nobody dared to approach. A massive alien wolf, fur like midnight stone, eyes glowing weak cyan under the cold lights. Lot number 57. Vargan War Wolf. Age: too old. Status: unwanted. Bidders whispered, "It can't fight anymore. Bones must be brittle. Worthless. Better recycled for meat." Each sentence was a blade. Inside the cage, the wolf Crag remained silent. He had survived more battles than these soft-fingered traders could imagine. Once, he tore through armored infantry to protect planets. Now, a number tag hung from his ear like mockery. He didn't expect the future. He didn't expect mercy until he heard footsteps soft, hesitant. Human. Jessica. A small-framed brunette girl with a stubborn jaw and eyes that didn't flinch, even when meeting a predator's stare. Harry, her older brother, walked beside her, a mechanic with grease-stained clothes and a heart too big for his own good. They were here to buy spare parts. Nothing else. But Jessica stopped. She looked through the bars at Crag, and Crag froze. For decades, he had only seen fear or greed in eyes. But her gaze, it held respect, a recognition, as if she saw a soldier retired, not a beast discarded. "Harry," she whispered, "we need to help him." Harry blinked. "Jess, that's a war wolf. One wrong move. He's tired," she said simply. Tired and alone. Before Harry could argue again, the auctioneer slammed the gavel. "Lot number 57. Do I hear any bids? Any at all?" Silence. The wolf lowered his head. Jessica raised her hand. "1 coin." Gasps spread like fire. The auctioneer laughed. "Miss, this is a Vargan War asset. No one else wants him," she replied. 1 coin. The auctioneer looked around. 0 hands lifted. He sighed. "Sold. To the reckless human girl." Jessica smiled softly. Harry just prayed she knew what she was doing. Crag felt the lock release, but instead of running, instead of baring fangs, he stood slow, heavy, and stepped out with dignity. Jessica gently laid a hand on his fur. It had been so long since he'd been touched without pain. Days later, their junkyard home was modest. Scattered starship scrap, broken machines waiting for Harry's miraculous repairs, and Jessica's small garden growing stubbornly through metal soil. Crag rested in the shade, watching, observing. He learned things. Jessica cooked him meals with care, not scraps. Harry repaired a damaged leg brace he once used in war. They spoke to him, not at him. Humans were different. One night, beneath the twin moons, Jessica sat next to Crag. "They threw you away," she said quietly. "But you deserve better." Crag rumbled. A soft sound, almost a purr. He wanted to protect this human. Her courage stirred embers inside him. A visit from Trouble A silver transport descended days. Later, mercenaries hired by the auction house. "Hey, kids." The leader barked. "We've come to reclaim our asset. Return the wolf." Harry stepped in front of Jessica. "We paid for him, yeah? Mistake on paperwork. He's ours." The men advanced. Crag's ears twitched. His heart quickened. Old instincts woke. Jessica's voice was small. "Don't hurt them." But pain was already aimed at her. A mercenary shoved Harry aside. Jessica stumbled. Krag moved, silent as death. One leap. One roar that shook rust from the metal walls. He stood between Jessica and Danger Massive, snarling, alive with purpose. The mercenaries panicked. Plasma guns fired. Blue bolts struck Crag's hide. He barely flinched. He lunged. In seconds, mercenaries hit the ground, weapons crushed. Not dead, just defeated. The leader, trembling, scrambled into the ship. "Keep your cursed mutt." Crag watched them flee, then turned back. Jessica's eyes brimmed with worry, not fear. "You're hurt." A plasma wound smoked on his shoulder. She pressed a cloth against it gently. "You didn't have to do that." Crag lowered his head to hers. "I will always do that." Even without words, she understood. Honor restored, rumors spread. A war wolf had risen again, protecting humans. Not for pay, not for command, for love. Soon, representatives of the Galactic Veterans Alliance arrived. They saluted Crag, recognizing a soldier abandoned by politics. He deserves full honors, and a home worthy of his service. Jessica shook her head. He already has one. But the officers smiled. "We mean help, supplies, protection, respect." Crag received a new medal, the Vargan Crest of Eternal Guardianship. He had lost everything before. Now, he stood tall again, a protector, a friend, a new beginning one sunset. Jessica leaned on Crag as Harry tightened a bolt on a new prosthetic. "Your family now," she whispered into his fur. Crag closed his eyes. He was not unwanted, not broken, not too old. He was chosen. And under a sky filled with human-built satellites and alien stars, an ancient war wolf finally felt peace. Because sometimes humanity doesn't see monsters. It sees hearts worth saving. HF